Hi, and welcome to Home Based Business Review, where we study successful online marketers and we ask them what is their secrets, why are they successful. I think everybody wants to know that. And that is why we're here. Today, I got a treat for you. Remember, we were talking to a young lady who was with a company called Epic International. She kept bragging on this gentleman who's a truck driver who's making millions of dollars. Guess what? We got him online. This is Joe. Joe, you there?
I am here. How are you?
You know what? I'm doing fine. I'm happy to meet you, and I'm happy to interview you because I know we're gonna get a mountains of nuggets. I mean, the highest mountains of nuggets. And you know what? Guess what, Joe? I got my piece of paper and my pen.
Right.
I'm ready to go.
You know what they say, note takers are money makers.
That's right. That is right. That is true. And you know what I'm gonna tell you? A lot of people, what they do, Joe, they just listen. But if you write down what you hear, you can retain that information 60% versus 10% when you just
right.
Okay. So let's start this story. I know that you were not successful at all times. Let's go back. Where does your journey start? Tell me about your trucking business.
My journey started actually just a tad bit prior to my trucking business. Well, it probably started right at the same time my trucking business started. You know, I was in Walmart, just literally shopping, grocery shopping, and got on the right aisle at the right time and met a guy. And he was dressed very, very well. And anybody knows me, I've been in entertainment. I've done gospel industry and does things like that. So I've always liked a well-dressed person. Yes. And I stumbled upon a guy who was on an aisle looking for something, and we actually were looking for the same thing. It was literally God's perfect timing. But I complimented his suit because he was looking so well. And from his suit, we got a chance to talk. We exchanged numbers. He gave me his business card. I gave him mine. We talked, and he showed and introduced me to this industry. But at the same time, I had just started probably about a month and a half prior to my own trucking company. I had it was called JNAC Trucking at the time.
Okay.
And I had a truck, I had an agency, I had a dispatcher, I had a account manager, and I had 18 trucks that were running with me. So, money was good, and I was making good money. I was young. I was only like 25, 26 years old. So I had never actually made this amount of money before in my life. So, it was just perfect timing because I was able to have the right conversations with the right people in the right mindset. But, I had my trucking agency and I was doing very well. The only thing that I didn't like about my trucking agency was that it involved taking away so much time from my family. Literally, I was on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all month. So, I could be asleep and my drivers would call me and say, hey, Joe, my pickup number doesn't work, or my account number doesn't work, or whatever the case is to pick up that next load. And I had to get up out of the bed. So meeting this guy, even though it was a month in, you'd be surprised how much a month could drain you when you're making the money, but you're happy about the money, but you're not really happy. So this was like a godsend for me. And, for me, what it did was, I was making the money, but the time. So I found myself, when I first, really took it serious, I said, okay, if I can make an additional $500 a month, I'll be happy. It's not money I physically had to work for, so I'm good. So, I did that. And literally my second week in trading, I did $5,000. And, at the time, you don't really know if it's true. You did something right, but you don't know if what you did right is the way that you should do it every single time. But, I was like, okay, cool. I made $5,000. All right, let me go tell the wife that. And she was super excited about it.
Yes.
But, after that, I went on to continuously do it. And see, that's the thing right there. I continuously did it. So, one day it was like a major holiday. I don't remember what, I think it might've been July 4th or something like that. And it would just have been a terrible month prior. So by the time July 4th came around, I was really, 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 really tired, and just exhausted mentally and physically, emotionally. I was just exhausted. So I told my guys that worked with, I never say for me, because I don't ever want to feel like they're servants or workers or stuff like that, but they worked with me. because they're business owners in their own. They own their truck, but they're under my agency. But I told them, I said, hey, look, I know it's not what you make in a day because y'all are used to making 1,000 or more a day, but I'm going to literally pay you $500 to do nothing all day. So I did it, and that gave me my opportunity to sit back and really reflect. And I spent the entire day in the bed, just wasn't sleep, but I was just thinking and writing down and thinking. And, you know, I finally came up to the decision that evening that, you know what, if I can produce this consistently for the next 2 months, I'm going to walk away from the job. And, you know, having a wife and things, wife needs security.
Yes.
And I'm a risk taker. So, you know, she was kind of reluctant, but when she saw that I consistently hit the same numbers every week and was producing, she became very, very comfortable with it. So when I quit my job, you would think, you know, Joel's making $207,000 a year. He has 18 successful trucks. He's making money off of each single truck. He has account managers that he's getting rebates for and all different types of things. You would have thought that I actually would have started my trading account with thousands of dollars. I didn't do that. I literally quit my job and started my first trading account with $50. That was it. And now, mind you, I had saved, so I was okay. It wasn't like a month from now I'm gonna be broke and we're gonna have to move and the mortgage is not gonna be paid and it's just gonna be chaotic. That's not the case. But to quit your job and to only start a trading account with $50, that can be pretty risky. And I did it. And long story short, 4 years later, I had losses along the way, had days that I quit and days that I got upset. But 4 years later, I have successfully turned $50 into $4.3 million, 31 years of age.
Ooh, that's
31
good.
years of age. She has a wife, have 4 children. Both, of course, with, you know, making that amount of money. Both myself and my wife are full-time traders. We're home. We're networkers. That's all we do. We're in the people helping business.
Beautiful.
So that is the introduction to who I am.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. I was taking notes, my friend. So you made a decision. That's what I'm hearing. You made a decision that you were confident. You believed in what you were doing.
Yes.
But you didn't just quit. You tested it out first.
Yes.
And you investigated. Now, let's move a little bit further along the line of Epic Trading.
Gotcha.
Tell me about that. What made you decide to go with that particular company?
You know, I had been with other companies before and I had seen when they started versus where they are today. And then, you know, it's one thing about, you know, Mr. McCovey, his name is David McCovey, the founder, president, CEO of Epic Trading,
Okay.
as well as my upline, my leaders. My vision just aligned more with them. And you know, I was like, wow, I could really see myself doing that because, you know, I grew up in church my entire life. I actually don't remember when I wasn't serving. So I have a desire and a passion to serve and help others. So I knew for a fact that I had learned how to trade and I had, you know, helped so many of my friends. So I knew for a fact that that's really what I wanted to do because, you know, I'd asked God, what did you put me here for? That was my thing. I don't just want to be here. I know it's more than driving trucks. So when I came upon it, Epic kind of just fell in my lap, really, because our visions aligned and I met the right people. And I figured coming to Epic, I could serve a platform and the platform itself would give me the ability to serve the way that I wanted to serve, which was it's so funny. I have a saying and so many people have picked it up. I didn't realize I said it that much. I just want to see you win. That's all. And, you know, we come from in this time right now, we're in a time right now where everybody wants to be the superstar. So you have everybody competing about being a superstar. Me, I just want to serve. I just want to see you win. That's what it is. I want you to win. I want you to be able, it might not be my exact story or you might make more or might not make as much, but I want to make sure that you do not have to be a servant to your 9-to-5 if you don't want to be.
Oh man. So one of the biggest reasons why you decided to go with Epic Trading because of David. David had a good track record.
Yes.
So you definitely wanted to make sure whatever company you were going to be working with, the proof is in the leadership.
Yes.
Because
as well as my upline too. I'm going to say that I have a huge passion for my upline because of how humble and compassionate they are, and how much empathy they have for people.
Okay, I understand there's 3 ways you can get paid in this particular company. Let's talk about that. First is taking signals and copying and pasting them. Am I understanding?
Yes. So with me being a master trader, there's so many different ways that I can actually look at the market. I can't believe I just said that, because I tell everybody don't say it, but I just said it myself. That's funny. But I have so many different ways that I can look at the market and find an entry and find something that can make people successful. This market, it's not hard, but it's tedious, and it's very technical. So you have to follow a confirmation list, or what we like to call a trade plan. And that's not something that people get as soon as they come through the door. So one of the things that I love to do is send people signals so that they can learn or earn while they learn, is what I like to do. So instead of you just having to do like I did, which was get extremely frustrated about seeing someone else make money, but then you not having the ability to do so. I said, if I ever had the opportunity, I would change that. So that's what we do. We actually service well over 2,000 people a day, and sending them signals, and you have the ability to make money while you're still learning how to make money on your own. So that is our signal page. So that is what I would say is our very first way of making money with us.
Okay, so you be the one that sends some of the signals that can
Yes.
copy paste. Okay, and my understanding is you have a pretty strong percentage track record.
Yeah. It's actually scary, man. It's scary to me. I'm also like, sometimes I'm scared to even mention it to other traders, because, people have a tendency to look at you kind of crazy when you tell them the track record. Like I float anywhere between 86 and about 93%.
Ooh.
Over the last, it's had to be over the last year or so.
I'd like to ask those questions from the person who actually give us the trades.
Yeah.
And you hearing it from the horse's mouth, guys. I'm sure you probably wonder, where can I get started? I got to tell you, if you look at the screen right there, that's where you get started. EasyMoney20.com. Go there, sign up, and this gentleman you hear who is making a killing, he would love to give you his signals.
I would.
Okay, you just heard it. I didn't say it. He did.
Yeah, I would. I would love to do that, man. I just want to see everybody win. This pandemic and even life itself, man. My story is, that was some of my story up until I learned how to trade. But my story is a little different because, like, for me, I did well in high school, and I went to college, and I had a full scholarship. I had 2 full scholarships, actually. I had a full academic scholarship, and I had a full track scholarship. Literally 2 months into college, I found out that my dad had a heart attack and a stroke in the same day.
Wow.
And I could not leave my mom to take care of 2 college students. My brother was at Bethune-Cookman in Florida, and I was at Clemson. I couldn't leave my mom to take care of 2 college students and a sick husband, and I left. And I just want people to know that you can make it out here. And, there is a better way. There is a better way. We're taught our whole life, go to high school, go to school, get good grades, go to college, major in something passionate or high paying, and then you go out there and they teach you to be a worker. And it's no disrespect to anybody out there, but this life is a life that's programmed.
Yes.
So for me, my mom taught me my entire life to write my own playbook. Son, you don't have to do what they say, or you have to follow the rules, but you can tweak the rules as far as your life is concerned on the success that you want to have. And she instilled in me that so long that I literally believed it. And guess what? I went out there and did it. Yep. I have a high school diploma. That is all I have. And I say that, with pride, because we're taught so long in our life that if you don't have a college degree or you don't have this, you're going to live a life of just poverty and very problematic. And the fact that I was able to overcome a statistic, it really, I'm gonna be honest, I'm really happy to have been able to do that.
Man, well, we're blessed to listen to you, my friend. You know that it sounds to me that you love your families so much, and they held you accountable for everything.
Yeah. My
And
mom is a tough love type of lady. She loves hard, but she was as they say, Kobe was a girl dad. My mom's a boy mom. Like, she didn't play. Like, you're a boy, you're a man. This is what I expect. This is how you're gonna act. This is how you're gonna behave. And she didn't take anything less than that.
you know what? That's beautiful, because I believe that every boy, every woman, every man, they have to understand that there's somebody they got to be accountable for.
Yeah.
And because there's rewards there.
Right.
When you're accountable and you show, hey, look, I did it, the reward is, oh, I'm proud of you. And you're going to feel that. That's going to give you that strength to go and do more.
And you know, it's crazy you say that, because, you know, I had the tough love of my mother, but everyone tells me I have the work ethic of my dad. See, my dad, he was like, son, is that, you know, he instilled in us, there's enough ordinary people out here, don't be one. Like that, it was that strict. It was no more, no less. There's enough ordinary people, don't be one. And he walked away. And he would randomly come drop little nuggets and say, listen, if you're not gonna be the best, don't do it at all.
Wow.
I don't care if you mow grass. The lines better be perfectly straight.
Do the whole block, do the whole city, do the whole district, whatever. Yes. Yeah. I understand that. Okay, let's go back to your trading. I don't, I'm that person who's confused. I understand that if I can learn from you, but what do I need to learn?
I would say the most important factor in trading, trading will become so much easier if you learn just one thing: support and resistance. If you understand that the market, it's almost like I want you to think about a hotel. I want you to think about a 10-floor or 10-story hotel, okay?
Okay.
And then you know how you have the windows on the outside all the way up? Those represent the stories in the hotel.
Okay.
When the elevator is on the first floor, which is price, jumps to the second floor, it always comes back to retest the second floor. What was once the ceiling of the first floor has become the floor of the second floor. Does that make sense? So when price breaks through, it always comes back and retests and continue. If you can learn that simple structure, because I don't care who teaches you a strategy or who says they got this and this is the best winning thing, if you look inside that strategy, the first thing you should see is support and resistance, because that is the structure of the market. You cannot have a strategy. The market cannot move without structure. Okay.
You're very knowledgeable on this. So if I went ahead and grab onto your coattail and you say, I'm doing it right now, you're pushing the button, I should be there pushing the same button.
Yes. If I say, hey, buy this now, that's one of the funny things about the chat. You know, we have a lot of people in the chat and I love them so much, but we come from a world of always being so dependent and told what to do that when specific instruction are given, it's hard for people, which I understand. And I am compassionate and I sympathize with. But literally, if you were right here with me not now, and I said, buy GBP USD or buy Bitcoin right now, simply just hit the buy button. I'm that simplified when I make a statement. Hey, buy this, TP is this. Done. That's what it is. And that's how I teach. I try to teach in a way where I taught my children, and my children are 11, 10, 7, and 5. My children can trade. And that's a whole story, because if I tell you about my kids, most adults be like, okay, I got to get myself together.
Well, let's talk about some of the people you helped out. I know your children under the age of 18, but we can talk about those adults and what they have done. Let's talk about that.
Well, I have currently 12 people that have either been in contact or been around me for the last. It's a total of 3.5, almost 4 years, but I got some people that's within the last 2 years. I have 12 people who have actually retired, and I would say quit, but quit means you could possibly go back. They have retired from my job, my pharmacist, my doctor. That's one I hadn't talked about. So my doctor, Of course, he's still a doctor because you don't become a doctor because it just pays well. It's too much schooling to just pay well. It's really a passion, but my doctor is one of my students, and I actually helped my doctor. I taught him the skill where he's actually now utilized the skill set to pay back over $500,000 in debt he had with, of course, obtaining his license, starting his practice, maintaining his practice. So one of the things that my doctor tells everybody, especially a lot more of his doctor friends, is that I'm not dependent upon the insurance companies to make sure that my practice survives. So because I taught him a skill, and I said, okay, I'm very business oriented too. So, my mentor, billionaire, he actually told me if you can actually have a 30%, you can make your profit margin plus 30%, you'll always be a successful business. So that's actually what I told my doctor. I said, hey, doc, I'm not here to talk about health or anything like that. I'm here to tell you about your business. And this is, of course, after I taught him how to trade and things like that. But I have a pharmacist, I have a doctor, physical therapist, I have couple of car salesmen, and these were some pretty successful car salesmen. They sold, they worked for everybody from BMW to Bentley to Rolls Royce, McLaren. They sold high-end cars. So when they didn't need to sell but one car a month, and literally they made $100,000 a year. I've helped pretty developed and experienced people in their craft or trade walk away from that job because once everybody sees that all I did was click a button. I clicked a button. I didn't have to physically do any labor. Everybody's like, okay, I want to learn this skill because, Joel, you was a truck driver. And even before the truck driver, I jumped around job to job. I've had 16 jobs. I'm 31 years old. I've had 16 jobs my entire career because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then when I finally got into this, it's like I've been here for 4 years. So man, when it comes to the people that I've taught, I love running into new people because I see it as another person that I get to help affect their life. And that is the thing that I asked God. I was like, what did you put me here for? What is my purpose? What is my reasoning for being here? What did you want me to do? And this is it. There's a wealth transfer that is happening, and God is utilizing me to do that. So I honestly love every aspect of my job.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, you know what? I understand those 2 points you just mentioned about trading, figuring out how to trade, follow your signals, those 2 ways to get paid. I understand that. Now, the third way, if you want to come in and it's $135 a month, you got to look at it as a write-off because if you're making a lot of money, you want to find all kind of write-offs. So don't even look at it and how much you're paying. You investing in yourself, number one. Okay. And some people don't understand that. It's the way you look at money. That's what you need to understand. Also, before I get into that, at the very bottom, there is a ticker. There's a free giveaway, a book. It's about The Secret of a Millionaire Mind. Okay. You need to understand it. It starts here.
Yes.
You got to change this. You also got to change some of the friends you hang around with. You heard about the crabs in the bucket? People think you're trying to come out of this poverty life. I always tell people, you may have been born poor. It's not your fault. But if you die poor, whose fault is it?
Right.
You understand? So I would say go ahead and go to that link there at the bottom of the stroll and get a free download of that book. Read it. It will change. It changed me.
Since we're speaking about that millionaire mindset, it was so funny. My mentor asked me to always challenge me to think. He never gave the answer. He would just challenge me. He would ask me just random questions. And when I didn't get the answer, he'd always say, you'll find out soon. But he asked me a question one day that really, I asked the question everybody else always asks. If you get yourself in front of a millionaire, a billionaire, someone that's wealthy, of course, Michael Jordan, well, no, he was rich. Michael Jordan's wealthy now, but
it's a difference.
It's a big difference.
Yes, it is.
Rich and wealthy are two different things. Michael Jordan was rich. The man who signed his check is wealthy because different. So, but one of the things he asked me one time was, Joel, if you got in front of someone that you held to high esteem, what's the first question you would ask them? And it's the question that everybody asks. How'd you do it? That was my initial question. That is the absolute worst question you can ever ask somebody, especially someone you hold the high esteem, because you have to understand, if you hold them the high esteem, the chances are there is a million other people that do the same thing.
Yes.
You know what he told me that when I finally got the answer, you want to know what the answer was? And he was like, not only does this answer your question for whatever it is that you're trying to do, but it also makes you stand out amongst the person that could possibly be the person that helps you usher you into your destiny. And I was like, okay, well, what is that answer? He was like, what doesn't work? I said, okay. And I sat back and I thought and I pondered that thing. I was like, wow. And then I finally went back and asked him. He was like, you got to remember, everybody that comes in contact with him asks that question. He doesn't remember not one of those people because they're just another one of the million. But you asked him what didn't work. You just set yourself in a whole party by yourself.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
And I look at it that way. That's something. That is something. Well, let's talk about, and thank you for that information. Like I said, everybody, a world of knowledge here. This is a very wise man. If you're not taking notes, if you ran out of ink because you were writing so much, go get another one. But we need to get this information and pass it down to your family, people you love and you care about. Okay. Once again, this is Carl Douglas from Home Based Business Review, interviewing a legend right here in front of us. This is Joe. He's telling his story. He's giving you stuff that you can use and pass down. Remember that. Okay, Joe, 3 ways. We already talked about 2 ways you can get paid with Epic International. The 3rd way, tell me about that and how that affects you and where you at with that 3rd way.
The 3rd way is networking. Okay. Networking, talking to people, interaction. Okay. First of all, as humans, we were created and we are on this earth and we can't do it alone. We have to interact with people. So networking is the way. So on that aspect, I took a different approach because, we're taught in this business, in the networking business, that go out there and get as many people as you can. So an opportunity meeting, do this. For me, I like to show people how to make money before they even get into the business.
Okay.
I don't waste the time talking about my opportunity. I take the time to show them how I did what I did in a short period of time. And in networking, you're utilizing your platform that you are a part of to grow an income. Literally, it's a referral business is what it is. But for me, I look at it at a different aspect. It is a referral business, but think about it like this. You're literally paid to teach people how to make money. Think about it. Like every other company out there, you're going to sell. I'm not going to name them because I don't want to, single them out, but, just products.
Yes.
Products galore that you have to, hey, come get some of this. And can I set up a meeting at your house and you invite your friends? And, that's typical networking. And rightfully, they are good in their area. But when you think about Epic, the only product that Epic has is money. And, money is a universal language. Doesn't matter what country you go to, what small village in the world you go to, that is the one universal language that everybody will understand. And what I love about the networking aspect of Epic is that you're literally going to be paid to change somebody's life.
Interesting.
Think about it. It's a $7.3 trillion market per day. 7.3. I'm talking your banks, central banks, universal banks, hedge funds, insurance companies, anything involving money is in this market. That's why you get to see $7.3 trillion circulated every single day.
Interesting. So the way this particular company pays you, those 3 different ways. One was the referring 3 friends.
Yes.
With 3 friends. And then tell me about that. You are making, well, I guess at that point it's free to you because that's what I understand.
I call it the scholarship program.
Scholarship. Okay. Colleges want to pay you referral money. The university. They just don't. But this one, it's a university online, teach you Forex trading.
Yeah.
Okay. So I refer, because I'm making money, you give me signals. I'm going ahead and I'm copying and pasting. I'm making money now. I'm excited. I go and I tell 3 of my closest friends, our relatives, they sign up.
Right.
Okay, they're making money, because my understanding, you can make money from day one because copy
We
and
have
paste.
a system developed that you make money literally within 24 hours of coming into the business. But, referring to your 3 people, I call it scholarship because, of course, it doesn't pay you, but you also don't have to pay a membership either.
I like that idea. So I'll go ahead and I got my 3, and my 3 wants the same thing. They don't want to pay the 130,
Right.
35$. So they're going to go ahead and they're going to tell their friends because they're excited. They're making money now. I believe, explain to me about the compensation plan there. That's what I need to understand. And then tell me where you are in that compensation plan.
This compensation plan is literally, there are probably a couple of companies out there that do network marketing and do it, but it's not as realistic as what we have here at Epic because, referring back to what I said a minute ago, it is the only product that we have is money. So our compensation plan literally starts at free, $0. It's not a compensation, but you're also not coming out of pocket either.
Yes.
It's free. And the highest level that you can reach is $1 million a month. Think about it, y'all. You're paid literally $250,000 every single Monday. Okay. Every Monday. So the compensation plan starts at a founder 1. I think it's a scholar when you come in. Then it's founder 1, which is free. And then you start at founder 600. And then you go to founder 1,000. Founder 2,000, founder 5,000 actually is where I am.
Which is $5,000 a month?
Yeah, $5,000 a month. It's literally $1,250 every Monday.
Okay.
And I don't know about y'all, but $1,250, if you really look at a $1,250 a week or $5,000 a month, for some people, that's all of your bills and money left over. If you high class, that's a Rolls Royce a month. You can literally pay the mortgage or the car payment on a Rolls Royce a month off of $5,000. Bentleys, of course. So I'm a P5000, and then you have Ambassador 10, which is now you're in a whole nother class now. So once you get to Ambassador, you have your founder class, which is from 600 all the way up to 5,000, and then you have your Ambassador class, which is from Ambassador 10 all the way up to, I think it's Ambassador 500, if I'm not mistaken. Could be, I know it's Ambassador 10, 20, 50, 100, 200. I think it's either 500. And then you have Icon, I think it's Icon 1 million or Icon 100 or something. I think it's Icon 100, which is your $1 million a month. And it is absolutely astonishing to think that you could really make $1 million a month.
Well, I love the fact that even if you stopped at 500, you can't stop because people are still bringing in people. They're just pushing you up. But for you, because you are a scholar and you know what you're doing, that's just more money for you.
Yeah. And the funny part is I wasn't originally a networker when I joined Epic. I wasn't. I just saw visions align. So, I wasn't in need of the additional 5,000 or whatever it was I was getting starting out. I was just like, all right. I would take my kids out. I would go on vacations and things like that, just enjoy it. And I have to use actual money that I had made from trading. So, when I finally started getting to 5,000, I was like, wait a minute, I'm kind of starting to really like this residual here.
Why not? Right? Why not? Right. Tell me what's your best month in trading.
My best month, I have to break it down by the hour.
I'm listening.
Because actually today is the 19th or the 20th. I 2 days ago, a year ago. So a year ago, 2 days, whatever they say it, I literally had made $50,000 in 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I made $50,000 in 30 minutes when you remember this time last year, the markets were crashing.
Yes.
Because of COVID-19 and things were closing. It reminded me so much of 2008. It was scary. But as the market was, losing value, you know, of course, in foreign exchange, we can buy and sell. So if we're expecting the price of the dollar to decrease, sell the market. As you sell it, you make money. But I made $50,000 in 30 minutes. My highest week, I made over $250,000 in 5 days.
Wow.
So
yeah. Definitely want to jump on your coattail and hang on, my friend. Can you take me on?
Sure. Anytime. We're always open. We always got space.
Beautiful. I love it. With that said, Joe, there's a lot of people right now are saying, when can I start? Where can I start? So I'm here to tell you right there, easymoney20.com. Go there, sign up, and also get that mindset book that you can download. It costs you nothing, but I can tell you it can give you a lot. It will change their mindset. Don't sit there and think about it. Do it, because time is going to go by anyway.
Yep.
It's going to go by anyway. So, but yeah, Joe, I'm going to look at it like most people would look at something. I'm not interested in talking to people who say, "Oh, I don't think so." They can go in the corner and go in the next room, because they're never going to do anything. But we got people right now that's saying, "You know what? I'm ready to start. Let's do this." What do they need before they come to you? What do you think they need?
A willingness to learn. They need to know their why. That's the first one. What's your why? Why are you doing it? Is it to change your life, change your family's life, or put your son or daughter or your kids through school, save up for retirement? What's your why? That's the first thing. You have to have a willingness to learn. You have to be okay with obtaining something that is foreign to you. And the reason I say that is because it takes a special person to continuously learn something new and always find themselves ignorant to what's in front of them. So your why, your a willingness to learn, and discipline. I'm very, very disciplined. I am young. I'm only 31. I'll be 32 in July. But I am a super goal-oriented person. So I believe in setting realistic goals. And when I set them, I don't come up for air until I have exhausted everything and hit my goal. So I kind of developed that into people that I trade with, because you have to remember, when you go into a market to start trading, you're trading against people like me. And those are people who, there are a lot of people like in Epic who are learning the skill set, but there's a lot of people like me who know the skill set. And unlike me, who has the servant's heart, there are people out there that are breeding on your ignorance of not knowing how to trade in this market. There's actually a 90-90-90 rule that a lot of traders don't know, and I wish they did, because it changes the aspect of how they get into it. And it's 90% of people will lose 90% of their account in 90 days or less. That is the 90-90 rule. And what it is, that when banks look at what we are, which is retail traders, they classify us. So they couldn't find a class, so they created one, and it's called the 90-90-90.
Okay.
It's 90% of new traders will lose 90% of their account in 90 days or less. And really what that is people are so excited about the money that they lack the skill. And what I literally drill into my students is that learn the skill and the money will chase you. Don't chase the money, get the skill, because once you get the skill, the money is literally be sitting right there in front of you. You can hit the right button and literally go to sleep at night. There's nothing in this world like going to sleep at 11 o'clock at night and waking up at 7 in the morning, and you'd have made over $1,000 and you've done absolutely nothing.
I love that to happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Joe, I will be, like I said, on your coattails. I am going to post income proof. I will be your student. And those who want to come along with us, you see the website right there, easymoney20.com.
Right.
I'm going to college, and Joe, you my professor.
I got you, and I'm gonna take good care of you.
Okay, sounds good. We're going to invite you back if you would like to come back. We definitely want to have you back,
Absolutely.
and maybe in a week or so we'll post the information again,
Okay.
and we'll bring maybe you handle 20 to 100 new students.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Okay, so we'll start that off. We'll go into your college, your university, your trading, and take your signals and post them. Let people see it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and conclude our interview for right now.
Okay.
It's been